Hi everyone, it's Lillian here and welcome to a Wednesday morning version of Monday Night Stamping. I had to postpone Monday night because I wasn't feeling well, and thank you for all the kind words from everyone. I so appreciated your well wishes, and I'm on the mend. As you can tell by my voice, I'm not totally 100% yet, but I'm certainly doing a whole lot better. So today is Wednesday, January the 18th, 2023, and I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada. So normally I come on a Monday night, but we're going to be doing Monday night's project today. So before I go down to my desk, just a quick question for you. When you're not feeling well, what is one of your comfort foods? One of the things for me is soup, but the other thing is not grilled, ginger ale. And this funny story is when my husband was trying to bring me ginger ale Sunday because I wasn't moving out of my bed, he needed a straw, and I was trying to tell him where to find one in my craft room because I had some for a project. I had a whole box of them, and I said, I have a box of 100 and this is where they are. And now you have to understand my craft room is small and it's crowded. Not my studio downstairs, but where I do most of my crafting is small and crowded. And he's not usually allowed in here because he's a bit like a bull in a china shop. And so he actually did manage to find the straws, and then he came and brought me my ginger ale, and he was laughing. He said, "You really must be sick to be allowing me into your craft room." So he managed to find it, didn't destroy anything, and we were all happy. So I see some of you, it's chicken soup. Yes, I had actually made turkey soup on Saturday, and we have been living off that. It was a really good thing that I did. All right, let's go down to my desktop and see what I have in store for today. And here we go. And if I start coughing or anything, just bear with me. Believe it or not, I sneezed so much and so hard that I actually pulled some muscles in my side. So that I was really having a fun time of it, but on the mend right now. So what I want to share today is a little bit about how the catalogs work so well together. You can take something from the annual catalog, something from the mini catalog, something from the celebration even, and come up with all different kinds of wonderful cards. So what I am going to do is take what I think is the sleeper die set from the annual catalog, and it is called Brushed Shapes. You can see it on page 170 here. It's $34, and it has these great shapes here, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about them in a bit. And if you remember, I had a picture of these a few days ago, and I had it from different angles and asked what you could see in these shapes, and we had some good suggestions. And then we're also going to combine with that. We are going to combine it with this bundle right here. It's called the Happy Labels bundle. So it's got these great words and this wonderful punch. And this card is on my to copy list. That's what caught my attention initially. I love it. I love some of the things they've done with it. But we're going to combine those two to make a card that has a little bit of feeling with it. Just while I'm here, I just saw this, and I heard that for many people, this bundle here with the bunny punch is one of the big sellers right now. So how many of you have ordered this? I'm just curious to know. It's called the Easter Bunny Bundle. So just curious about that. So here is the card we're going to make. It is this. We made it in our stamp club called Stamping Time. I don't know when. No, I'm trying to remember when it was, and I think it was last week. And so we're going to recreate it here because there's just so many good ideas But before we do, I want to show you something about those dies. Pardon me. So here are the dies here. And excuse me, I just need to take a drink. And here is the my cheat sheet, or my get acquainted sheet. Oh, you got the Easter Bunny bundle too, Karen. Good for you. I haven't yet, but I think I'm going to be. Yes, the punch is great on its own. I've seen some really great things done with it. So when you're looking at this, what do you see? The hearts are pretty self-explanatory, although I've seen them used sideways for butterfly wings. Can you see that? But let's take a look at some other things. The circle, okay, we can do different things with that. This looks like a little tornado from this angle, but when you go like that, it looks like the swirl of ice cream, right? On, say, Dairy Queen or something, an ice cream cone. This here, well, you know I love my swishes, and this looks like a great swish, but that could be an eye or a mouth, and it could be a snake, right? This is the type of die that you give it to some kids and you're going to get all kinds of ideas. So I have a few ideas to share with you at the end that are alternative ideas. So let's make our card first and then go with it. Let's just put that back there and bring in everything we need for our card. So I've got all kinds of goodies here, all the bits and pieces. We're going to start with a basic black card base. I'm just going to bring in a white sheet so you can see it better here. We're going to fold it in half. So it's a 4 1/4 by 11, just fold it in half. So it's pretty basic, like that. And burnish it, the fold with your bone folder. And then we've got that done. We've also got a piece of black and white paper. Now this is from Perfectly Penciled. Again, it is from the annual catalog. It's just a great black and white package of paper, but you could use whatever you wanted. I was just on a black and white theme, surprise, surprise. And we're going to layer that right on there. In fact, we can do that right now. And here we go. Because I'm not going to wrap ribbon around it. I think I want a thicker stripe at the top. Do you ever do that? Stop and think about. And this is actually 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base. So it just frames it like that. There we go. We can put that to the side. Then we have a piece of basic black cut out with the deckled rectangles. If you don't have the deckled rectangles, you could use the stitched, or you could just cut a rectangle. And it is approximately 3 3/8. So you could make it 3 1/2 if you wanted, by 4 3/4, or there, or 4, close enough. So which size deckled rectangle did I use? If you do have the deckled rectangles, it's the second one in. So it's not the largest, but it's the second largest. So that's the one that I used there. Now, I got carried away during stamping time in my stamp club and speckled this already, but I want to show you how I did it. So I will do it again. So what I did is I took a stamping block, and I'll do it on the back, and I took some white ink refills. So this is the Whisper White. Now this is craft, so it's much thicker ink. You have to squeeze a little bit harder to get it out. There we go. We've got it like that. And then I'm bringing in a water painter, and I'm going to just put a little bit of water here. I think I had my water painter stored so that I had the nib bent a little bit. And I'm just going to make it watery, not too watery, just kind of, where did my bone folder go? So it's like that. And then I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to angle the brush down a bit and tap, and you get those nice sprays. You might need to pick up a bit more. Always protect your work area, because, you know, spatters, you don't have all the control you might like. So you might end up with it where you don't want it to be. So always protect your area. And then I like to clean my brush out right away, because that is a craft ink, and I'll just take this to the sink and rinse it off afterwards. So let's move that so I'm not going to make a mess. And we've got it spattered. So we've got it like that. Then we've got a bunch of hearts scattered here. So I have some pre-cut, and I cut them with the adhesive sheets, but I wanted to show you how that worked. So I saved one to cut with you. And where's my adhesive sheet? I thought I had it in here. Well, maybe I don't. Sometimes I'm not quite as prepared as I think I am. So I'll just grab a new adhesive sheet here. And when you're using your adhesive sheets, I keep my tiniest scraps in a little Ziploc and the rest here. Adhesive sheets are 6 by 12, and you've seen me use them before. They're just fabulous because they make anything into a sticker. So when you've got intricate die cuts like this, and you can just add it without adding liquid glue or any other kind of glue, the work is done for you. So my scrap piece here is 2.5 by 3. So I want this to be just a smidge smaller so that it doesn't hang over the edges and muck up my die cutting machine. So 2.5, just, I'll put 2 3/8. And then we will, by 3 I said, so we'll do 2 7 here and keep the rest for another time. And then we're going to peel the backing. Now there's a little split down the backing. If you're lucky, you've got that. So you're going to peel off part of it. And I like to give the rest just a little start, but I don't peel it all because that gives me a lot more control. I don't accidentally put it down. And so I'm just starting just a smidge in from the edge. Now if you start to go crooked, you just cut it and start again. And if by chance it does hang over the edge, just take your paper snips and trim it. But there we have it. What we're going to do is we're going to bring in our mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to bring in, where did I, oh, there it is, our heart. And our plates. Now, so we're going to put plate number 1 down, plate number 2, we're going to just stagger it a little bit. Our paper, our heart, and another plate number 2 on top. And again, we're just going to stagger them a bit. Now, a lot of you know that during celebration, this little mini cut and emboss machine is less than half price if you sign up to be a demonstrator. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second here. I went forward and back because with the added layer of the adhesive sheet, sometimes it needs a little extra. Now I always take a look. If it looks like it didn't cut all the way through, I keep it together. This looks pretty good, but I just wanted to share this with you. I keep my, put it back between my plates. I flip my plates over, so now my cutting plate and the die itself is facing up. And I run it through one more time. Let's stagger that again. And it does a really good job of just finishing off that die cutting. If you've got that extra layer and it seems to be needing a little extra help. So let me just show you that. Now you can see that it's even more clearly cut. So that's just a little something if you ever need it. So let me talk a bit about the mini cut and emboss machine. So it is so cute. It is so portable. It folds up like this, and it comes with all the plates that you need, plus it comes with these two for embossing. It has the instructions right on. It tells you what that's for. It does have an instruction sheet. So, and it works with your mini embossing folders, and a lot of your dies fit in. So remember, when you are looking at your celebration brochure, to look at the back and look at this page here, because this is an amazing, amazing deal. So bonus, or option 3 is you can get $225 worth of product for $135. So that's a bonus of $90, and plus there's no shipping or handling or GST. So you're saving big time on that as well. Or option 2 is you can get just a second, where am I looking at here? Option 2, you can get pay a little bit more, $175, and get the white mini cut and emboss machine plus all of this here. Or you can get this new exclusive one that's just for celebration, the boho blue one. It's exactly the same as the white one, just in that pretty boho blue color. So if you have a long wish list, take a good look at this. Stamping Up doesn't require that you become, deal with it as a business. They love it if you do, and you're welcome to do that. But if you want it just to top up your big wish list, it's the best way to go. And I know a few of you have done that, and it's wonderful. All right, let's go back to the card here that I'm doing. And my computer's doing something strange. So let's bring back in our pieces now. And take your pick tool and just poke this out. And just figure out where I'm going to, oh, I meant to bring that back in. Here we go. Where we're going to arrange our pieces. We've got these ones here, and I'm not going to reinvent the wheel today. I'm going to kind of just follow along with this, and yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, if I overlap them like that, it means that this one has to go down first, right? So let's take that. Peel the backing off. I don't worry about these little ones stuck in there, because sometimes when I'm removing the adhesive backing, it pulls that out. If not, I'll just poke them out afterwards. But it does a good job of that. How many of you use the adhesive backing, or you like me and sometimes forget? I'm getting better at remembering. The adhesive sheets are fabulous. And if you just rest them down, you can still pick them up and reposition them until you're finished. So let me just see. Something's happening with my computer. I better take a look, see what's going on here. Let's try this one here. To peel the backing off, I find that nothing beats the take your pick tool, for me anyway. And we'll rest that there for now. It's looking pretty good. So these colors are Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana, one of my favorite colors. And then in here we've got Fresh Freesia and Petal Pink as well. So just to add a little I want this a little bit more varied. There we go. That looks pretty good. We'll bring in some of the little ones that we have that I've sent flying everywhere. And while I was cutting out the big ones, there was lots of scrap area, so everything's with adhesive sheets today. Okay, so we'll put that one there, and we'll take this one and put it over here. Again, I'm just resting it. I'm not pressing it down hard because I want to be able to, well, I don't have another Melon Mamba one, so I will go with, in that case, I am going to go with this one. There, like that. Get those pieces out of the way. Oh, I found it now. I found a whole bunch more hiding away. Let me just see. I could still switch it out. No, I'll just leave it. So we've got it like that. Then our decision is, do we want it straight on the card or do we want to angle it? So you tell me, straight or angle it like we did in this one. So straight or angle? Let's see. Tell me that while I'm getting the rest set up here. All right. And I am going to now bring in a stamp from the bundle called Happy Labels. I'm seeing angle. Okay, so we will do angle. There we go. So and these are all nice, kind of, not all of them, but a lot of them are nice and long, and they go perfectly with the punch that is called Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. So the name is the same. So it is one of these dies where you can cut the different widths and you have choices. You can make it 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch. Today we have a piece that is 1/2 inch. So we can use either the little scallops or what looks like the ticket. I think we'll go with the scallops here. So I'm going to slide this in. So this is 1/2 inch, and some of you are going to ask me, how long is it? It is about 3 3/4 inches long, but you would vary it with whatever you're using. So I always like to check the back, make sure that it's all lined up. There we go. We've got that end, and there we go, like that. And now we just have to stamp it with our Memento Black. And we're using the words, life is better with you. So this could be for a friend, for a spouse, for a family member, whatever. So now we're going to hopefully get that in place. There we go, a little bit crooked. I can use that, but just in case that happened, I did one, which is maybe not the straightest either, but I did one ahead of time, just in case. So I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and put that on with dimensionals. And it's pretty skinny, so I think I'll bring in my minis. You can see that I practiced a little bit there. Oh, I'll be real generous here. I got 2 at once, so I'm really generous. And we'll take the backings off. Now, before we fasten it to the front of the card, we will stop and attach this layer here. So we're doing that with dimensionals too. Getting to the end of this sheet. Here we go. Now you can cut these, and when you cut them, I like to leave them on the paper so they don't gum up your scissors, or you can just tear them. There, that should give it lots of support. Take the backings off. Take them out of the picture here. And you chose angled, so let's angle it a bit like that. And we're doing that first so that helps us know where to put this. And then we're just going to, let's see, put it here, yeah, right about there, I think. We'll go with that. It's kind of hard to tell if you've got it straight with everything going all directions, but it looks good. And then just a few embellishments, and you've got your card made. So let's bring in our rhinestones, and we'll put, I don't know, put one here, put a bigger one here. I'm using all the 3 sizes so that I'm also chasing them across my desk so that I have a little variety of size. And just like that, we have the card. What do you think? I was really pleased with how that turned out myself. And then because I had lots of other little pieces, I did this on the inside. So that's how that turned out. Let me now show you some other, and then I took a piece of the striped paper because I only had a small piece and just did my envelope. So there we have it, just like that. All right, let me show you some other things that I did with the die set. So it's called Brushed Shapes, and if you get my newsletter, you know on Thursdays I send out a tutorial, a free tutorial, and this is the one that I gave last week. So I used just the small heart and just used a variety of colors, and I left this part up and even kind of rolled it a little bit and did a slimline envelope or card like that. So we've got this one, we've got that one. Then I got playing around. Remember I said that that little swirl looked like an ice cream cone? I did not get this finished, but I just glued it on some paper and then roughly cut it out. And then I took the circle, and then I thought, well, that could be a cherry, right? And then I thought, well, how am I going to make an ice cream cone? So what I did is I used the largest circle from the layering circles, and then I just made a wedge, and then I ran it through. I wished I'd had is it basket weave or one of those new embossing folders, but I had this one called metal plate, and I find with metal plate, I love both sides. This side is this design, but the back side is this design. So I think either side would work well with making an ice cream cone. And I was sort of inspired by this card that I saw by Katie Johnson. So she made an ice cream cone like that. So there is one more idea with that die set. Here's another idea. I just use it as a swirl on the bottom of a card. I do like my swirls and swishes. So that's another idea there. And then I got playing around and with this shape here, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do it on black, and I'm going to use the circles and just scatter circles everywhere. And then I thought, ooh, Enjoy the Journey designer paper has this already. So the words are from something journey. I think I wrote it inside because I knew this would happen. Greatest journey. You belong among the stars. And I stamped it near, and I thought, I was hesitant when I was making this card. I thought, what if it doesn't work well on the designer paper when I'm stamping? And one of my goals this year is to be brave and try my ideas. Do you ever talk yourself out of some of your ideas? I do quite often. I need to be brave. So I thought, well, I'm going to go for it. If it mucks up, I'll come up with another plan. So I actually am quite happy with how it turned out. But when I was die cutting it, I realized that this shape here would plop right in there. So if I die cut, so it's the negative, right? So if I die cut one in Starry Sky, if it didn't work out, so here was my alternative plan before the rhinestone was put in, then this could fit right in there and no one would know the difference. In the end, being brave paid off and it worked. So I did that, and then these kind of look like planets, and then I've got some rhinestones sparkling around in there. So that's another way of using it, just like that. And then I thought, well, hearts often also are used for weddings, anniversaries, things like that. So this is a work in progress, not finished yet. So I did 2 of the hearts. I sponged a bit in the background. Have a congratulations there. My goal is to layer it like this and go like that. Now I haven't decided how to embellish it yet, whether it needs a bit of ribbon or whether a few little flowers here or maybe just a few scattered rhinestones. So if you have suggestions for how to finish off this card, I would love for you to do that, to suggest it to me. How would you finish off my congratulations card? So please feel free to give me some suggestions and I will give them a whirl. So that is my card today. Just a quick reminder, though, that if you got, say, for example, the brush shapes dies, that's $34. You could add something else to it, like the adhesive sheets and some other adhesives or some cardstocks, and hit the $60 mark, and then get something free from Celebration. Remember, you can always shop on my website, and if your order is under $200, please use the hostess code, and that is perfect for me. If it's over $200, you get more free stuff, so just go for it. But remember, Celebration, you can get free stamp sets, free paper, designer paper that's gorgeous, all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things in here. So take a really good look at this and a good look at your wish list and see how you can make your money go the best way possible. Okay. Oh, I wanted to share one other thing because I was sharing that this was from Stamping Time. I want to share one other thing that we did at Stamping Time. It's a fun fold. So it is the cute owl from Celebration. So it looks like a basic card here, but there's actually a fold down the center. And when you fold it, it's a triangle. It's an easel card. So it goes like that. So that was just one of the fun cards. And we based it on a card I had received in a swap done with the Abigail Rose. So it stands up beautifully. So just letting you know what fun things happen during Stamping Time as well. So let me know what you think of these projects. Let me know how you would finish this off. And thanks for joining me this morning. And I hope to be back Monday for Monday night stamping at my regular time on Monday night. Keep sharing those projects, keep having creative fun, and stay healthy. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.